Welcome to today's profile. Today I want to show you a deck that had a lot of success last weekend in both YCS Las Vegas and YCS Utrecht. I built it together with Mike Steinman. He himself made first place on Saturday and top 4 on Sunday, and I myself made top 4 as well in Utrecht. And yeah, let's get right into it. So for the skill, it's Cocoon of Ultra Evolution, the best skill in the game, not very much to say. And then we have two packages in the deck. One is the insect package, which consists of 3 Gravekeeper, 3 Danny-pon, 3 Man-Eater bug. These are just searchers, and to up the deck count, I will come to that later. Man-Eater bug is just too good right now. Yeah, I don't know why wouldn't you play 3. Then 1 Parasite, 1 Cocoon, not more, because we wanted to play the Cocoon skill and include the cards needed for it, but only the bare minimum. We don't want it to play more. You maybe know this when you play Cocoon Warrior and play 2 mobs or 3 parasites, and then you break with them or have dead cards in hand. Yeah, we didn't like that much in testing, so we opted to play only the bare minimum we need to make the skill work, because the skill is just insane. And yeah, it works pretty well, because when you need the parasite, you always have access to it because you have so many searchers. So only 1/1. And then 1 Insect Neglect to end off the insect package. Since our game plan for game 1 is to stall anyways, this card is just insane. You have to try it out. Most of the games you can, if it doesn't get destroyed early on, you can get like, I don't know, 3 to even 10 negates per game, and this is equivalent to a lot of turns, and yeah, it's just super good if you try to stall anyways. And then for the second package, it's 2 Recruiters, 1 Oracle and 1 Ride. This is the Gravekeeper package. Gravekeeper's Recruiter is pretty good right now because of the popularity of Man-Eater bug, for example, too. And Gravekeeper in general comes in when I explain the side deck later on. 1 Ride, not more, because just having access to the play where you special summon Recruiter from Graveyard and Tribute for Oracle is too good to pass out on, but we don't really need it otherwise, so only 1 is just enough. And the last cards are just pretty beefy, pretty defensive traps, 3 circles, 3 floodgates, 3 checkpoints, and the last 2 cards are Jar of Avarice and Mask of Darkness to have the Infinity package. You may have noticed that we have a lot of cards in the main deck. To be exact, it's 28 cards. And you ask why 28? We didn't really have an exact reason for 28, but the reason why it is so high is because we needed, there are some cards we really wanted in a deck, like 1 Parasite, 1 Moth, the Infinity package, 1 Oracle, 1 Ride. These are cards that have to be in the deck. You will get more of that later when I come to the side deck. But we don't really want to see the cards when we play, so we try to space them as much as possible. But after all these cards, for example the 29th card would have been a Mishizuri or a Second Neglect, which we weren't happy with enough. So yeah, after 28, the next card we would add wouldn't be good enough to justify the spacing of these bricks. So 28 was the maximum we could go to space the bricks, and yeah, it works pretty well. It also helps to stall, if this is our game plan anyways, even if we have Infinity. And then for the side deck, it's 2 Gravekeeper Oracles, 1 Steel, 2 Gravekeeper Shamans, and 1 Blast Held by Tribute. So this is pretty straightforward, and as you can see, our deck is pretty defensive, so it has a natural weakness to Gravekeepers, and this is, yeah, just to help that out. And then let me get to the matchups. First I can explain why we choose to play this deck. So first of all, we try to play an aggressive deck, because this is just naturally, I guess, more fluent to play aggressive and just kill your opponent. But whatever we tried, there's no deck that was aggressive enough. You can tell even by aggressive decks like Cocoon Warrior opted to play the anti-stall package in the side deck with Conscription, Viral Infection and Sword. So there you can obviously see that even aggressive decks aren't aggressive enough to kill the stall decks if they have to take the tools and make use of the tools to outdeck the stall decks. So you know there's something wrong with the aggro decks if they can't be aggressive enough. And so the other option was stall, but stall was pretty linear, and I would say linear or too linear, so it got abused pretty hard in game 2 and 3 with the side options that they are with a stall. For example, Suiton and with Serpent, where they just banish your graveyard and you have nothing to get from it, or like Zombina and Yomi ship, they can even banish your shrine. And yeah, so we try to do like a mix of both, where we stall game 1, then do whatever we want game 2, and then depending on what we see game 2, side back. Or let me be more clear, like for example, we play against any aggressive deck that has Cocoon. Cocoon decks are pretty weak to stall decks, so we win game 1 by default. It is pretty much 100% guaranteed. Just think of last format's Card Servant versus Warrior, was the same thing. It was pretty much 100% matchup. But the thing is that if we stall them out game 1, they most likely have something prepared for stalling game 2. So to not get beaten by that, we preemptively side in 1 steal and 2 oracles, or you can also just use 2 oracles, but I like to be, if I win game 1, I like to be as aggressive as possible to take advantage of them being now the player that wants to deck me out. Yeah, and if that doesn't work out, and I see them still trying to beat me via life points, so I don't need these cards if I want to win via deck out anyways, then I just side back in game 3. And I can allow myself this because I won game 1 anyways, because of how the deck is built versus Cocoon decks. And yeah, this preemptive siding is just the thing that solves the whole format in my opinion. It is so good that you can allow this yourself, because no other deck can do this if you don't play the Gravekeeper package. And because a normal stall would just get abused by Suiton or Serpent, and normal stall can't just side in 6 cards and be aggressive enough, whereas this deck can, in my opinion. Yeah, so to sum it up, versus aggressive decks, you win game 1 pretty much every game or every time. Then you side in super aggro game 2. Doesn't matter if you win or lose, but sometimes you catch them off guard if they are sided in a stall approach to beat you, like Sword or in Conscription. And even if you lose, you just side in back into stall, because if you lose, apparently they were still aggressive, and then they will lose to stall again game 3. Then the other decks to beat are the stall decks, Viral Despair and Pure Stall. This is where you have to surrender game 1, actually, as hard as it sounds, because if you play like a 10 or 15 minutes game versus them, and then in the end you realize you lose because they have Sword and you have only Jar and Mask, and game 2 or 3 they will win because they have a random Ladybug in the side deck or play it even in the main deck. So you just don't win in time, there's no way. You just have to surrender game 1 versus them to have enough time to beat them the next 2 games. But it's no problem, we tested this a lot, because if you look back at here, we have the Shamans to beat the stall decks for Zombina and Yomi ship. And yeah, if you just surrender game 1, side in the whole 5-card Gravekeeper package, there's not much any stall deck can do, not even Viral Despair. If you just push them every turn with an Oracle, a Shaman, you even have Steel. And if that's not enough, we even have Jar and Mask to recycle all your Oracles. And yeah, it's just a horde of big minions they can't get over. And they're way too hard to deal with, especially if you have so many of them. Yeah, this is also where the Jar and Mask comes in pretty well, because Sword would give you more Oracles and Shamans, which are sometimes needed if they can deal with an amount of them. But this is just too much to deal for any stall deck. So you surrender versus them game 1 and take game 2 and game 3 pretty easily with this hard of a lineup. And all this gets possible because you have a small package in the main deck already, which is not bad. You have access to the best Gravekeeper cards in the main deck. No Ambusher, no other bullshit. And on the same time, Recruiter as well is good versus Maneater, which is pretty popular. And yeah, that's it, I would say. In my opinion, the best deck in the format right now. If I'd have to play an event again, I would do it. And and I would say I lost in top 4 because I didn't side in aggressive enough. That's why I want to say it again, that if you win game 1 versus a Cocoon Warrior, feel free to be aggressive as much as you want with the side in. So for example, me in Utrecht, I sided in only 1 Oracle because I thought I don't want to get run over, but it was a mistake. I should have sided in as aggressive as possible, and if I lose, I still have game 3 to turn back to defensive, which is a guaranteed matchup, as we know from game 1. But yeah, that's it. I hope you liked it, and thanks for watching. Bye.